Hey everyone, Dan and Jordan back. Constantly Brawn.
Woo! We're back.
Been a long 2 weeks. It feels like since we last recorded. Stupid
Yeah.
international break, but luckily no one got injured on our teams at least. The most important players. And let's get straight into the action. Start
Yeah.
with the hyped up game, the Monday night game.
Hmm.
United at Liverpool.
What'd you say? Sorry, I was a little sleepy.
Still the biggest rivalry I think in English football. Definitely up there, in the world. Um,
Three
United came with
million
a plan.
watched the game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I had to watch it on a replay or a recording just because the Monday
I
night's kind
did
of
not watch it, but I heard it was boring. Hence my sleepy joke that you totally ignored. But
because it wasn't funny. I mean,
I thought it was great.
Mourinho went there with a tactical plan to frustrate and stop Liverpool from playing the game. And
Wait. A tactical plan is 35% possession.
who cares? Liverpool had 65% possession. They had what, 3 shots, two?
You won. You got to draw because De Gea was great.
No, we got to draw because we neutralized their attack. De Gea made 2 good saves, yes, but he wasn't the reason they won the point. They won the point because Liverpool never looked like winning. It was
True,
simple as that.
true, but those are 2 good saves, and I don't think
I'm not
Man
saying they're
City
not good
United
saves.
looked like they were winning.
Saves, but you can't say he's the only reason. He had a plan. The players followed his perfection. The first 20 minutes was all United pressing and getting Liverpool out of the rhythm. And this is a team coming off, what, 4 or 5 straight wins, scoring goals at will.
Don't you find it's odd, though? Don't you find it's odd that you're saying United played well because they got a 0-0 draw? Like, that's not how it used to be.
Because they were organized and compact, and they followed the tactical plan. And there's a lot to build on there. Look at the players we have.
I agree with you. Okay.
Mata was out. First of all, Mata was out. So right there, that's a big thing. You put him back in the lineup, and the offense flows a little more.
I agree with you. But that's on Mourinho's tactical plan. He tactically did not put Mata in, which was ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous because the tactical plan worked. You can't say it's ridiculous if it worked.
I think the plan would have gotten 3 points.
He did that. Yes, he brought in Fellaini for the height, and to make the whole tactical plan better, they would have nicked a goal on a free kick or a corner kick. They just didn't get enough of them. But a 0-0 draw at Liverpool when they were flying high, in my mind, is a good point, especially with the games coming up against Chelsea. I figured Liverpool and Chelsea, if you get 4 points out of those 2 games, that's a good result.
I agree.
And they can build on that now.
Agree. I wonder if it's more Liverpool didn't play well versus Mourinho had a genius plan that worked. I think you're giving Mourinho too much credit.
I mean, I didn't say it was a genius plan. All I said it was a plan, and it worked. And
agree to disagree. What I will say though is Herrera has been a revelation.
Revelation. He is fantastic. He's everywhere. He's doing everything. He's making tackles. He's making passes. He's fighting. And there was an article afterwards saying, could he be the next captain? And I could see that. You could see him. He's barking out orders. He's everywhere. He loves playing, and
he's great. He looks like your $80 million signing this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, I think 0-0 draw is a good point at Liverpool, and it'll give them confidence because you lose that game against your biggest rivals, and that's a huge drain. And again, if that Stoke game kind of ended a little differently, maybe the point looks even better. Without that, you kind of that's why it doesn't look as good. But what can you do? That game was over. You come into this one with a plan. It works. Your players follow instructions. Your players, played hard, played smart. It's good, and you can build on it. You can build on defense.
Okay. I think you're giving Mourinho a little too much credit, but at the same time, I agree. I think it was a good result for you guys. I think you guys deserved the point. Could have been a lot worse. I'll take, just like you said, you'd take a point at Liverpool. So would I. So Liverpool looked good. James Milner actually looks like a legit left back still. Kind of ridiculous, but hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. I still think he'll be found out eventually,
or he'll be on like what is it at the end of the year, the all 11 left.
There's no. I mean, they probably would give it to him. So what do I know, right?
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next up, at least it's a better point than your point, I think.
Debatable, but
West Brom and Liverpool, debatable, really.
Spurs haven't won a game at West Brom against West Brom, and I think like 5 of their last 6 like matchups. They just don't play them well. It's like a weird, or at West Brom.
West Brom are good at home.
They're very good defensive. They're very well organized.
Yeah.
I mean, their manager Pulis has them playing "we're not going to get relegated" soccer. So, and we knew Chadley would score.
Yeah, I think we both did.
I know when you said we had no major injuries, I was like, wait a minute, were you watching? Alderweireld went down, and that scared the hell out of me.
That happened during the league game, not international break.
No, but you said the international, but you said no injuries. Well, I thought you meant during the weekend.
Oh, man, pay attention.
Anyway, yeah, that scared me a lot. Maybe I'm just scared, and that's why. But he seems to be okay. He's not going to play this weekend, though. But, again, I think Spurs still have enough depth. The thing that scared me about this game was they didn't look like they could score a lot of goals that game. Maybe, yes, West Brom have a very good defensive game. But aside from maybe Son and Ali, definitely Ali, I don't see anyone really as a goal threat. I don't see Sissoko as a goal threat. Dembele, Lamela, even Janssen. Like, they're good players, and they look like they can score goals, especially Janssen, but I don't see them scoring consistently. Son and Ali right now look like the only 2 guys who can score consistently. And this was the first game that we really missed Harry Kane, someone who, like, just give him the ball and he's going to score.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. Like, it doesn't feel like it, but Spurs are undefeated still.
They are.
I just think the 1-1, it's very disappointing, I think, just following up on the City game. I know there's that break kind of killed some of the momentum for them, but I still think they should have had enough to eke out a win here.
Pochettino, oddly, and I don't know if it was because of the international break, half of West Brom I heard wasn't going to start. I heard Rondon wasn't going to start, Fletcher wasn't going to start, and they're all there. Meanwhile, here, he's going to assess Lamela and Son. And I see Lamela starting and Son's on the bench. I was shocked that they would have Son on the bench.
Yeah, that was a little decision.
And I would have put him on earlier because as soon as they introduced Son, yes, I know they gave up the goal, but that was just Spurs for me look weak when they're defending a set piece. That's when they've given up their goals on a corner, a free kick. That's a penalty, of course, but that's when they've given up their goals. So that scared me. But just they look much better with Son.
Yeah, especially the form he was in. It was a little shocking to see him start on the bench in the game.
But honestly, Spurs, I know we're being hard on them. They didn't play badly. Foster was incredible for West Brom, making some great saves, especially at the end when Eriksson had a free kick that was going to the top right corner and got a hand on it. Yeah, but I mean, got a draw, got a point. Alderweireld is going to be okay, so it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, and the results, I think, over the weekend kind of helped that too. No City didn't win.
Still in second.
Yeah, that's true.
Game behind. Yeah, we're third, but game behind.
Yeah, not bad. But that means both of our predictions for both games were wrong.
Yeah.
And this was a bad week for us, man. I don't even want to say it, but
we lost.
I only had 4 right. You had 5. And the pundit, unfortunately, this time had 7. So he kind of killed us this week. Gives us our first loss.
Can't win them every week.
Can't. And to be fair, we made our picks, like 2 weeks in advance. He had extra time. No excuses. We lost this one. We'll try to make our next picks better and get back to our winning ways. And with that in mind, let's look ahead to game week 9. Manchester United at Chelsea. Mourinho returns.
Return of the
Special one. I think it's a very, very interesting game. Still don't think anyone really knows how Stamford Bridge is going to receive Mourinho, if he's going to get applauded, booed. But I think he's going to get applauded. There was a lot of most of the fans really didn't want to see him leave. A lot of them kind of booed Hazard and Fabregas when he did get fired. So I think he'll get the reception he deserves. As for the game itself, I think with United having the Europa League game on Thursday, it's going to be a little balancing act between resting players and keeping them in form.
3 games in 9 nights. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they don't get much easier after this Chelsea game either. But I think he's going to want the win more than the Liverpool game. Chelsea are on a good run of form too. They just beat Leicester pretty handedly. But I think he wants this one more. He wants to say, this is me, man. This is what you let go. So I think United respond for him. I'm going for a 2-1 win for United.
2-1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say 2-0. I'll give De Gea a shutout. He deserves it. Lacosta's on good form, so.
I'm going to be I agree with you. The thing that's interesting for me in this game, of course, is going to be Costa. Because we're seeing it every game. He has that edge to him. Now he's arguing with Conte. He just argues with whoever his manager is, throwing bibs or not wanting to be subbed off. I think this could be a game where, due to Mourinho being back, it gets very emotional by both teams, the rivals too. This could be a game where I actually think he could be sent off or some crazy.
I wouldn't hate that.
What?
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
Well, especially if it's early.
But in terms of the actual matchup, I think United actually match up really well against Chelsea because I don't know if they're still going to do that back 3 they've been doing, but
I think he'll stick with that. It's working so far.
It's working, but I look at that back 3. It's going to be Alonso, David Luiz, and who else? Well, who's in the back 3? It's Alonso, not Alonso, he's a wing back,
and Azpilicueta.
Yeah.
Right?
I see not a lot of pace, especially with like David Luiz and is Cahill starting or playing? I could see that being taken advantage of. Ivanovic, they're an older defense, so I could see guys like Rashford, Martial really running at them, causing them a lot of chaos. Conte looks good again, but I still that's gonna be really interesting midfield battle with Pogba and Conte. Battle of the first. Yeah. But
so what's your prediction?
I'm going to agree with you 2-1. United.
I like it. Okay. Well, I'm going to go 2-0, so technically you don't agree with me. But
I'm giving United.
All right, so let's look ahead. Tottenham at Bournemouth. Bournemouth destroyed Hull. 6-1, man. That was a...
Hull is getting their butts kicked.
What?
Hull has finally come back to earth.
Yeah, that was bad for them. But, I mean, that means it's just going to be a little tougher for Tottenham here, I think. At home, Bournemouth, with the fans behind them. They're coming off that, a good feeling win. You don't just win against, a technical, almost relegation battle. But they get 6 goals on that, too. And obviously, I don't think they're going to score, 6 here against Tottenham or even 3. But I think they have enough going forward and enough defensively and enough, with the manager to eke out. I'm going to go with the 1-1 draw here. The one I wanted to go with last week. I'm going to go with it here.
That's a good prediction. Again, I see the same threat with Bournemouth. I like a lot of their offensive players. I like King. I like what's his name, Junior
Stanislas. Yeah.
Stanislas. I like Callum Wilson. So I do like a lot of the players they have on that roster, and the way Eddie Howe, great manager, he'll probably be England's manager eventually, deserves it, I think. But I like how they play. With that being said, Tottenham last year beat them both home and away pretty badly. I know they don't have Kane. Kane scored a bunch of goals against this team last year. But you're going to have a high-flying offense versus a pretty strong defense. We'll see how Dyer does playing for Alderweireld. I don't know if Wimmer's coming in or not. But I think this is a game Spurs can actually play well against because Bournemouth will be playing offensively, and so that will give players like Son, Ali more space. It won't be where they're playing against as organized defensive teams. Really going to need Kane back because we need that goal threat, but I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs.
Not bad. Let's take a quick look at the rest of the games. I know we don't want to drag this video on this tonight. Let's go Middlesbrough at Arsenal. I'm going 2-0 to the Gooners.
Gooners look good, 2-0.
Sunderland at West Ham. Again, I want to pick it. I do. I want to pick Sunderland to win.
Who's so bad?
No,
he doesn't even play.
I want to start playing Gooch. Gooch has got to play. I'm going 2-1 West Ham though.
Moyes, play Gooch. Look at me. Look at me in the eyes. Play Gooch.
Look at his American jersey.
This is America. Okay, Crystal Palace at Leicester.
Wait, what's your score for West Ham?
Oh, 2-0 West Ham because he's not going to play Gooch.
All right, Crystal Palace at Leicester. I don't know, man. Leicester looks so good in Europe, and they just kind of look like they don't care in the league.
They look like they don't care at all.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go 2-2, even though I feel like Leicester is gonna win this one finally. But I'm gonna go 2-2.
I think 2-1 Leicester, and the thing is that Crystal Palace, that front line, they could be so talented, but they're just not living up to it, and it's really frustrating. And I don't think this is the game they're gonna turn it around.
Yeah. Next up, Stoke at Hull. I'm gonna go 1-0 Stoke. I feel like Hull are ripe for getting a point real soon, but Stoke are starting to play pretty well, so I'm going to give them the win.
I don't like how Hull is playing at all. I think their defense is finally being ripped apart. I don't see much of an offense threat. There's Bruce now. He's at Villa, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
He's linked with a bunch of his old players. It's not. I think it's a little messy at Hull right now. While Stoke finally look confident, Joe Allen's playing well. He's a steal at fantasy. He's under 5. He's just doing a lot of the offensive work for them. Bonnie's garbage, though, but 2-1 Stoke. Actually, 2-0 Stoke. Check that.
All right, Watford at Swansea. Watford coming off a pretty nice win too themselves against Middlesbrough, but I'm going to give Bob Bradley his first win at home for the fans for the first time. I'm going to give them a 2-1 win.
I want to go with you with the 2-1 win, but I think I don't see it yet. I don't think they're really under Bob Bradley's system yet. I think they're going to draw 2-2. I think he's going to work up and get his first point, not necessarily 3.
Everton at Burnley. I think this one's headed to a pretty easy 2-0 victory for Everton.
3-0. Everton look good.
Huge point against City for them.
Huge point. Lukaku looks like Lukaku again. Defense is organized nicely. 3-0 Everton.
West Brom at Liverpool. I'm going to give Liverpool a home win here, 2-1.
1-0 Liverpool. It wouldn't be surprising if it's more. Again, West Brom is a very good defensively organized team. Liverpool's very dynamic, so I'm going to give Liverpool the edge.
Round it up with Southampton at Manchester City. I'm going to go 1-1, another draw for City. Frustrated by some resolute tactics from Southampton, and they're playing pretty well too themselves. But I think they'll get a.
We talked about this. Picture if like the last 2 years all the Southampton players stayed, they would win the league.
They would be so good.
That would be a stacked team.
I know.
Oh my.
But they're not.
But they're not.
I mean, they're still good, but
that just gives credit to Southampton, the ownership, the whole organization.
The academy is just fantastic.
The scouting, all the players they bring in are fantastic.
Fantastic.
So kudos to them and the coaching. I like Southampton. I like them for fantasy. You can get Austin and Redmond as a midfielder who's playing as up top pretty cheap. But at the same time, I think this is a game City rebounds. I think they win in a tight game 2-1. I know Southampton hasn't given up a goal in, I think, 6 games.
No, they just that penalty against Burnley.
Forgot. They're playing well.
Open play has been a while.
Well, they wouldn't give up a penalty against City. See what I did there? That's
in case you guys missed it, City missed 2 penalties. Two. Because they suck. Go Manchester.
But at the same time, just like that, I think Everton is a better team than Southampton, and City should have won that game. So by that, I can see City winning.
Okay, so that does it for the predictions. Let's jump into some fantasy that Jordan already touched on. Joe Allen, pretty cheap, he said. Southampton players, Redmond, Austin are doing well. Stanislas from Bournemouth playing pretty well right now, getting free kick duty.
You may want to wait after this game. Spurs are the best defensive team, though. So you may score 1 goal. They haven't given up more than a goal all season in a game, so it's probably against in the league. So I wouldn't pick him up this week. They'll be on the eye for him.
Well, for City, De Bruyne is back, so he's always a good pickup. I think if you don't have the money for it, Silva is a great pickup. Has the most assists since his debut, so he's going to get you assists, very, very frequently.
I agree. That's really it for fantasy.
Yeah, so that does it for this episode. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like the video, click the like button, click subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think.
Maybe Spurs will be on top. If they get a win, they will be at first, at least at some point of the day.
Possibly.
Because they're the early game.
Yeah.
Maybe. Go Spurs.
And with that dancing, we'll sign off. See you guys next week.